Hello friends. In this video I will explain what we will strive for together throughout all the videos dedicated to dealing with breakups. What is I am Meg? It's a powerful and advantageous life perspective. This mindset supports success in your relationships with anyone, parents, friends, new partners, your ex, and so on. But most importantly, it's essential to apply this state of being, I am me, to your breakup, especially to the difficult emotions you are feeling because of it. If you have ever wanted to experience the calmness of a Buddha, or even come close to it, this concept is for you. While I'm not a Buddhist, I deeply admire the serene state that Buddha represents, at least as I imagine it. I chose Buddha as an example because most people have some understanding of who he was, a wise and peaceful figure. Travelers to Eastern countries may have noticed Buddha statues with a subtle, calm smile, a look of serene amusement and contentment. You can use any wise figure as inspiration, Osho, Jesus Christ, or anyone who resonates with you. While we will leave wisdom to them, we will use their serene state of mind as our point of reference. Imagine this: no matter what happens in your life, you stay grounded, calm, and present. It's a peaceful sense of control over your emotional state, where nothing external can throw you off balance or disrupt your life's path. Wouldn't you want to have that? I think the answer is yes. So let's continue. The Buddha state already exists within you. Surprisingly, you have always had this Buddha state within you. Can you believe that? It's been there your entire life. Let me explain. The answer lies in the existence of your central I core self. This is your inner essence. It's the part of you that wears various roles in life depending on the situation: daughter, son, parent, spouse, friend, enemy, lover, and so on. Throughout your life you have played countless roles. This central I exists in a neutral state. It doesn't care who your partner is or who they might have been in the past. It isn't bothered by the breakup or even by the person you were with. In fact, the central I doesn't worry about your relatives' finances or what other people think of you. It doesn't concern itself with how you or anyone else looks. It simply exists in serene, peaceful detachment. And this central I exists within every person on earth. You might be thinking, that doesn't sound like me at all. I understand why you had feel that way, so let's keep going. Imagine how people would perceive you, or whether they would accept you at all, if you didn't care about anything or anyone. Most would find it strange, to say the least. More likely they would think you were completely out of your mind. But for this reason, to be accepted and understood by others, your central I takes on roles. It wears these roles based on the person or situation you are interacting with. Here's a metaphor to help explain this. Picture a circular clothing rack in a store full of shirts, sweaters, or other garments. People walk around the rack, picking out the items that suit them. Now imagine the rack represents your central I, and the clothes are the roles you wear. You pick specific roles depending on who you are with or the situation you are in. For example, you don't behave with your colleagues the same way you do with your close friends, do you? And you don't treat your ex-partner the same way you treat your colleagues, children, parents, or a police officer who pulls you over. You don't confuse how you should act with a cashier at the register with how you behave with your mom, sister, or maybe a friend, right? Of course not. You have specific behavior for dealing with a cashier. If the cashier is rude to you, you switch to a different role. If the cashier wishes you all the best, there's another role for that too, like how you would act with a kind stranger. This isn't just about who you are. It's about the roles you use when interacting with others. In short, you need to understand that we have roles for almost every situation in life. And all of this is thanks to the abilities of our central self. Let's highlight 3 key abilities. The first. The central self can create new roles. For example, the role of a mother or father. The foundation for this forms in childhood, based on how your own parents treated you or by observing how others interact with children. These roles are then further developed when you have your own child and during the process of raising them. The same goes for roles like husband, wife, friend, colleague, or customer in a store. Send a child who has no experience shopping into a supermarket. How will they react? They will panic, watch how others behave, and then imitate them. The next time, they will simply repeat what they learned. With time, they will add new elements, like picking up a basket, wandering through the store, and so on. This is all the central self's ability to create new roles in action. Didn't I say that everyone has a central self? The second ability of the central self is the ability to merge with a role. You have probably heard the phrase, got into character, right? For example, a husband who is a manager at work comes home and starts acting the same way, being authoritative, giving orders, maybe even shooting or punishing others. I have seen cases like this. His wife might ask him, "Are you stuck in your role?" Meaning the role of a manager. We tend to lean into roles that are beneficial to us or that were beneficial in the past, but more on that later. For now, what you need to understand is that as adults we are almost always inhabiting some role. The third ability is the capacity of the self to detach from a role. This is the philosopher's stone, the key to transformation. And this is why you are here, to learn how to detach from the state and role you are currently stuck in. It's also about detaching from the person who is constantly occupying your thoughts and feelings. In other words, the third ability of the central self is the ability to let go of roles, allowing you to exist in the state of I am me. And I will teach you how to do this. What else do you need to know about roles? Each role, whether it's the role of a husband, wife, lover, son or daughter, colleague, or best friend, comes with a specific set of feelings, thoughts, behavioral algorithms, and even physical sensations. Your body reacts differently depending on the role you are playing or the person or situation you re-engaging with. Here is a comparative table outlining the key elements of roles and the central self. The central self is always role-free when you don't need to perform or act in any way, and nothing, whether imagined or real, is threatening you. Think of yourself in those moments of pure tranquility, when you were in the mountains, lying on the sand at the beach, sitting in a lounge chair, floating on a mattress in the waves, watching a waterfall, a river, or a fire. For men, it might be those times spent fishing on a calm day with little to no catch. When you lay on the ground, the grass, or the snow and simply gazed at the sky. Or when you woke up while on vacation, and for the first few seconds, or even minutes, you lay there without thinking about anything at all. Everyone has such moments in their memory. Recall yours, but don't choose moments tied to your ex-partner. Instead, find moments that are entirely your own, whether from before that relationship, during it, or even after, but independent of that person. It doesn't matter when or where. What matters is finding those times when you weren't worrying about money, food, your health, your partner, children, or parents. You were simply in a state of complete relaxation and detachment from everything in your world. That is your central self. But you understand that if you were to remain in this state all the time, those around you wouldn't accept it. After all, you still need to participate in life in some way, whether that's working, studying, or interacting with family. Everyone has their own responsibilities. At the same time, in your current state, it's probably not going very well for you to communicate, work, or study productively either. What you need to learn is how to detach from the role of being depressed, anxious, or gloomy. In other words, to separate yourself from your current state. Then, you need to attach yourself to a new role, one that is confident, in good spirits, and living a productive life, both professionally and personally. Do you think it's difficult? At first, yes. I would say it's more unfamiliar than difficult. Initially, during the first few times you use the specific technique I will share with you in one of the upcoming videos, it may feel unusual. To summarize, you have a central self that has fused with a certain role. What you need to do is detach from that role and attach to a new one that is more beneficial for continuing your life. And don't forget to subscribe to learn more about yourself.